children who are going through the 844 system.
All right, on page 6, don't change election laws, Envoys caution. This will be the basis of our conversation at 7 a.m. as we try to find out what is the bone of contention and how can we find compromise between these two parties' very hardline stances on what they want before the election. So the bone of contention right now, biggest one, other than the IEBC officials, of course, Ezra Chiloba, is the fact that IEBC has signed a 2.4 billion shilling deal with Oti Mofo to supply results transmission system that will not fail.
Yes, and according to the Envoys, and they rightly put it and said that it is not best practice to change rules in the middle of the game. But this narrative, I was just thinking about it and wondered, the narrative of a football game where you're playing and you change the rules in between the game. Because the issue is, what about if it's legal? Because within a football match, what if it's within the confines of the rules and regulations of the football match that you can change it? Then that might be what Jubilee will go by, that they're not doing anything illegal.
I mean, there's been a battle of legal minds, even on social media, trying to decipher what the Supreme Court said, especially the majority 4. They said IEBC should conduct another election within 60 days. And so the contention comes, did they say 60 days under the existing election laws or under the applicable election laws? That seems to be the bone of contention going on social media. But many say existing election laws does not have to be those which existed during the time of the judgment, but those which exist during the time of the election. And so still giving some leeway there.
No wonder Jubilee is quoting ambiguity. I'm trying to see whether I can see that quotation. I had it somewhere. And if you look at the words of the Chief Justice Maraga, he did actually say that the election should be conducted within the existing law. But of course, the ambiguity comes. Is it existing at the point of that judgment or is it existing at the time of the election? Because either way, then it is true. But there you go. So don't change election laws, Envoys caution. And of course, they have said that the international nations are watching, and part of the punishment or punitive measures that they may take against leaders who may be seen to be working against having the election would be travel bans.
All right, and a very sad story on page 10, even as we move away from all the politics. Our healthcare system needs a complete overhaul, especially in terms of catering for those who cannot fend for